What's going on, guys? We had a little bit of technical difficulties before. We had a little bit of a, I don't know, I had a little bit of a brain fart. Couldn't find my words. Well, anyway, today we got two awesome games today, guys. We're going to talk about the Panthers and the Bucks. That is a one game that's going to be playing for the playoffs. These two teams, the Panthers are in. The Buccaneers are playing for their lives. The Panthers should hopefully win this football game, and that's the case. They will go to the playoffs and win the division. And Tampa Bay is playing for their lives. And then you got Seattle and San Francisco. We're going to talk a little bit later about why San Francisco's offense should overpower Seattle's defense. That's going to be a fantastic game as well. We also got a bunch of stuff going on in the NFL tomorrow. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the Jets and what I think they should do next year. And the college football playoffs are here. That's right. The college football playoffs are here. Now, I really haven't been watching the NCAA college football tournament for that many years as hard as I've been watching it this year. I peek in on the championship sometimes. I watch some of the bowl games. The bowl games are becoming a little bit fugazi because, if you kind of look at some of these teams that are playing against each other and it's a bowl game and they really have nothing to play for, and some of the players got NFL dreams, they're just not going to play. So some teams are playing their third string quarterback. Some teams are not even really playing at all. So the bowl games really suck, but you have a national championship to play for with 12 teams started this tournament, and there is 4 teams left. 4 teams left, and it does not include Alabama, Ohio State, or Georgia. Now think about that for a second, guys. I'm not really that huge of a college football fan, and it's not that I'm not a fan of college football. It's I got my hands in baseball, I got my hands in football, trying to get into hockey, trying to do other stuff, but I peek in on it here and there towards the end of the year. But this year, I am really, really interested in what's going on because I have a football team in the New York Jets that is an absolute mess. And I can't even believe that what I'm watching when I turn the TV on Sundays. I haven't watched a full game in about 8 weeks. It's an embarrassing product, and the owner, Woody Johnson, should go because he should be embarrassing himself. But that being said, we're going to get into the Jets a little bit later. Now, the Panthers and the Bucks today, the Panthers are playing so much better than they've been the last couple of years. I, for one, thought that Bryce Young was not going to be a good NFL quarterback. He kind of showed that in the first 2 years when he was playing with the Panthers, and last season didn't end too well for them. What is happening with that kid now is I think he's starting to find himself. He's had a couple of good wins in a row. He's playing 8-8 ball in first place. Tampa Bay Buccaneers shot themselves in the foot. I don't know what happened with them. That division there is always kind of suspect, though, when you think about it, because that division right there is always very close. And the team that usually wins that division is either at 500 or maybe a game above. But the Panthers today have a chance to win the division and take over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and knock them out of the playoffs. Tampa Bay is going to have to win this game today. And the only way that they're going to win it is if Baker Mayfield plays like Joe Montana. Because I don't foresee Tampa Bay really doing much, today against this Panthers team that's been really playing well. Although if you look at Bryce Young last week, all he had was 56 yards passing. Now that's not going to cut the, it's not going to really cut it today in Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay really needs to win this game. So between me and you, I'm going to have to say the Panthers are going to win this game today. The Panthers are at +3 because they're playing in Tampa Bay. But I don't foresee Baker Mayfield doing much. I think their defense is going to hold up. I think Bryce Young is going to have a good game. But what I do think is going to happen is Dowdle is going to have over 100 yards, maybe 100 yards combined with passing because he's going to have to do it. Bryce Young, you're going to have to rely on your running back. Tampa Bay, you're going to have to rely on Baker Mayfield. This game starts in a half hour. I got the Panthers winning this game 27-10. And the Bucks, sorry, partner Murph, from the Murph and E-Dubs show, E-Dubs, who's got a new show. I just saw the advertisement for it. He just did his first episode yesterday. So if you look up E-Dubs' new podcast, he does a 20-minute podcast on sports. So there's your plug, E-Dubs. But I think your Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going down today, dude. And the Panthers are going to march on, go to the playoffs, and probably get knocked out in the first round. Now, this next game here, Seattle and San Francisco, this is going to be a game of a Seattle defense that's playing ridiculous football right now. And San Francisco's offense is playing at such a high level. Christian McCaffrey stayed away from the injury bug this year. And right now, for the third season in a row of him being healthy, over 2,000 all-purpose yards. He's the leading rusher and the leading receiver on this football team. Brock Purdy came back the last couple of weeks. Brock Purdy is playing like the Brock Purdy, like we thought he could. The only thing that is going to happen in this football game, if San Francisco does not score, their defense is horrendous. They have no pass rush. They have minimal interceptions in this secondary. Seattle, on the other hand, has the best wide receiver in the game. The kid's got 1,700 yards receiving this year. Although I don't know what happened to him 2 weeks ago because he disappeared for a little while. And he didn't do nothing in the first half, and he came back in the second half. And I had a bet going with that, and he screwed me on my bet by 3 yards. I had a 4-tier parlay going, and he was the only one that screwed me, and he missed his yardage by 3 yards. That was kind of hard to take, but whatever. Today, he's going to have to play really well today. So is Kenneth Walker. He's going to have to play really well. I think the offense for the Seattle Seahawks is going to play good enough to go into San Francisco and do some damage. But they are going to have to stop Christian McCaffrey because Christian McCaffrey, let's see, Baker Mayfield is overrated. Yeah, I think he is a little overrated, Dylan. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that there are times when Baker Mayfield, you see him, he puts the team on his back. He kind of like wills his team to win sometimes. When he first came into the league, I really didn't think too much of him. I wanted the Jets to get him, but how that turned out. He's become a journeyman and he's been bouncing around now. But Baker Mayfield's found himself in Tampa Bay. But he kind of got screwed a little bit this year with Bucky Irving being out for most of the season. Evans has been hurt most of the season. The other wide receivers not playing that well this year. So Tampa Bay also in the beginning of the season, don't forget that they got hit with the injury bug with that offensive line. So they're playing 7-9 right now. And I think a couple of those games that they probably could have won if their team was at 100%, but Baker Mayfield is going to have to play out of his mind in order for the Bucs to win this football game. But Bryce Young, this is your time. This is your time to shine. Bryce Young's got to come out today and get away from that 56-yard passing performance that he had last week. It was pathetic, but you know what, though? They're in first place, and with the win over Tampa Bay today, we're going to talk about the Panthers going to the playoffs. Let's get back to the Seattle-San Francisco game for a second because Sam Darnold in Seattle is not the Sam Darnold that was on my New York Jets. I don't know what happened there. I know what happened. He went to the Jets, and the Jets let another one go to another team and become a star because right now, Sam Darnold has that offense playing at a high level. Listen, it helps that he has the most electric wide receiver in the game with 1,700 yards receiving. I know I went over this already, but Sam Darnold is looking like an old school quarterback. He's in the pocket. He's looking for his receivers. He's got a good running back behind him. He's got two good running backs. He's got Charbonnet. He's got Kenneth Walker. Those two guys are going to have a big game today because I think that on the whole, their offense is going to have to score a lot of points because I think that is exactly what San Francisco is going to do because San Francisco, if Christian McCaffrey's on his game today, he's definitely going to be running all over the place and catching the ball. So let me tell you something. Seattle, San Francisco, got San Francisco plus 2.5. I know I thought I said Seattle before, but I think San Francisco is going to win this football game, and they're going to go on to winning that division. What do we got here? We got a couple of minutes to the game time. So listen, I got to tell you guys something about my New York Jets here. I watched a couple of college football games yesterday, right? And like I said to you before, there is no Ohio State, no Alabama, and no Georgia. But you know who it is? There's Indiana, there's Oregon, and those are two teams with two quarterbacks that I have my eye on. Like I said to you before, I really didn't watch too much college football, but I am watching college football now because I'm looking at the quarterbacks. And the quarterbacks I'm looking at right now is the kid from Indiana, and that is all I want. He's got the experience. He's got everything that you need to be a big-time quarterback in the NFL, even though he hasn't thrown an NFL pass yet. But I got to be honest with you, the kid does look like he's going to have it all. He's going to come to the Jets, and he's going to get screwed, of course, because the Jets are a terrible, terrible organization. But that being said, they're still my Jets. The kid from Oregon played well the other night. So, I mean, you got those two guys. And then you got, a couple of sporadic quarterbacks here and here. But that's what the Jets are going to have to do. The Jets are going to have to pick up a quarterback. They're going to have to pick up all sorts of people because the fact of the matter is the Jets are a horrible, horrible football team right now. And I am